Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're going to take a look here at XRP, helping understand best practice and big picture, kind of seeing what's going on with the charts. We'll take a look at kind of some standard stuff and also acknowledge the fact that there are some fundamentals causing the price action to increase. Okay, so with XRP, obviously there's a lot of news involved with the price action, so do your own research, of course. We're not here to look at that. We're here to look at the charts and really help understand what that all means and make sense of it, because there's a lot of patterns and support and resistance levels we need to be aware of to help us understand what's going to happen potentially next. Okay, they all kind of work hand in hand together. Okay, so if you want to become a better trader, just say, for example, become better at what I do, day in and day out. I've been doing this for 18 years and trading, basically trading and teaching for the entire time. And I can tell you it's been a rewarding, awesome experience. Again, you can go here, cryptocash.tech, to register. Furthermore, as well, I want to touch on the fact that we do have a upcoming competition with Bybit, as a matter of fact, which is one of our sponsors here. They have massive deposit rewards and, again, some community trading competitions, really awesome stuff. If you use this link here to register, you'll be eligible for that automatically for anything in the future at any time when they decide to go ahead and offer those. And those are supposed to be roughly once every month, once every other month. Okay, we usually stagger them between Bybit and BitGet. It's going to be an awesome experience. So again, you have to use my link to register to qualify for that, of course. So make sure you use that. If not, be sure to also consider sending me over your user ID and I can go ahead and get you added to the roster. Okay, so I can go ahead and send that over and submit that request for you if you want to get added, because you've already probably been using Bybit for a while. I presume there's a lot of folks that have been using it for some time. Speaking of Bybit, KuCoin, whatever exchange you're using, look at some of these awesome trade results for my community members here. Some nice Doge and Bitcoin long trades here recently. Look at that, XRP, well done, Edico, at 35% short from XRP. Nice job. I don't recommend shorting just yet. We'll talk about that here in a moment, but again, some really cool stuff. So just awesome community members here. Just love being able to be part of this and kind of learning and growing together. Again, I do offer trade signals as well if you're interested in that. We're actually bringing day trades to the equation here soon too. Within the next couple of months, we'll have that up and running. A second channel essentially to allow for a little more consistency there. Those trades last anywhere between 0 to 8 hours. So a lot faster, quicker returns, and very consistent. Okay, so let's take a look here at XRP. What we want to look at is some key levels. First of all, this level here at 0.5 on Fibonacci, 0.618 on Fibonacci, one of my favorite levels, was a previous resistance here. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about a dozen times before it broke through there previously, broke down below, but you can see an average price right at this range here. So for the most part, we can expect that to be a support level if the price action comes back down lower. It's a great thing about this here. Price comes down, we should get a bounce, which is a very normal continuation. In fact, we do have roughly 3 white soldiers here telling us that the 4th day could be red. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a slight pullback. But again, this very well should continue to run based on this sentiment here alone. Again, I love having the price action above that 0.618 Fibonacci level. We're above 50 on the RSI. Not a lot of coins can say that. And we're also converging on the MACD. So there's no reason for this to want to slow down. So from a swing trade standpoint, there's a great chance this will continue. Keep this in mind though, and this is one thing that's kind of a caveat here. 200-day simple moving average, look at that, right there, smack dab, right at the top of the price point right now. So it is proving to be a resistance level. Okay, so keep in mind, over the last 200 trading days, the average price should be right then and there. It's the reason why it's a resistance, okay, because it basically feels like that's where the price should be. So again, that is kind of where we're at there, but we are above the 50 and the 20-day SMA, so mostly positive stuff here. I would say just that little overshadow. If we can break back above, what is it, 39 cents, to say a closure at 40 cents or higher, fantastic. That'd absolutely be nice. I wouldn't expect that today, but I think soon we could experience that. All right, 4 hours, let's take a look at this here. Quickly to note, in the 4 hour, we got some pretty nice patterns here, basically consistent higher lows. Every time it comes up to a level, it'll come down to retrace the next Fibonacci retracement and bounce. Look at that. It's almost perfect the way in which it's working. Breaks through here, consolidates at support, continues higher. Hits resistance, support, higher. It's just rinsing and repeating the same actions. Now it's going to have to slow down eventually. That's why the 3 white soldiers trading pattern exists, because oftentimes it gives you, 2 full, 72 hours worth of continuation is kind of the average. So we take a look at TD sequential here. Even though we've gotten some nice healthy resets, there's a good chance we could see the price pull back a little bit further, just based on the fact that in the last 72 hours, we've pretty much been completely bullish. It has been pulling back strong in some cases, which is consistent with Bitcoin's pullbacks as well. So keep that in mind. Bitcoin drops down to 21.8 or drops down to 21.5, heaven forbid, even lower. XRP will probably correct itself. Okay, regardless of how many fundamentals you can see, if Bitcoin has a bad day, most coins have that same as well. Okay, let's just note that is a factor here. Taking a look at the 4-hour RSI, we are overextended here as well. Another reason why the price action could and should pull back. And I think that at this point, it's probably best to consider taking profit. Again, some profit. You don't have to close your entire position. Just trim a little bit off the top so that way you can walk away somewhat profitable, right? That's the important thing. You can never take profit if you never take profit, right? It's kind of like, it's catch-22. If you never sell, you'll never win. Again, different scenarios for everything. It's all based on your risk tolerance. Those are things I teach in my trading academy, but still something to be mindful of. Taking a look here at TD sequential on the 1 hour, if we can see here, we got pretty big overextension. So take a look at this here. We've got 9 correction down to support. Up here, 9 rejection off the resistance level here, 0.5 Fibonacci, comes back down to bounce off support here for another 9. Comes all right on up to another 9 here. What do you think is going to happen next? I think we might see a 9 to the downside based on this consistent pattern. Again, patterns continue to repeat themselves until they don't. So you got to recognize that this may not continue forever. In fact, the fact that we're overextended, so to speak, even though it's a healthy continuation in the last 72 hours, leads me to believe we probably should see a correction tomorrow. It may not be massive. It might just be a red doji candle and the price turns itself around. But it would be best to anticipate that based on the overextension we're seeing here. Ichimoku Cloud, very similar scenario here. All green lights to go ahead and leave your position open. So when I say take profits, I'm referring to taking a percentage of your total profit, right? Make sure you adjust your stop loss to at least break even, take some profit. Price comes down, you still walk away in the green. There's different strategies you want to apply, but these are all things that I teach in my trading academy. And more importantly, our community members learning and essentially growing together are doing the same thing as well. So some really important stuff to recognize. Another thing to look at too here as well is this indicator here. We have a CC Gold indicator we're going to be bringing to the website here soon. And what it does basically, it just helps us get confirmation. So when you see a green candle here, it usually means you take entry. And then of course the red candle, in most cases, is a consideration to close your position. So in this scenario, had you taken entry here and closed there, you'd have a nice 2%. I know that may not seem like a lot, but 2% adds up over the course of time if you continue to do this day in and day out. Right? So again, little stuff like this is very important to recognize. These are all, again, things that are available to my community members eventually soon, and just be available on the website for sale at any given time, probably within the next couple of weeks if all goes well. Okay, so just bear that in mind. But generally speaking, this really helps us understand that we are on the right side of tracks here, and that there is a good chance of continuation because we see this level here retesting itself multiple times. Okay, when you do one of these, the price action typically breaks to the upside. Okay, so again, I think in the immediate future, we could see another push here, but we are overextended on the hourly as well, right? So this thing has been pretty consistent on resetting every time it hits a 9 on TD sequential. So that leads me to believe that we could see a pullback, but I do think that we also might see a breakthrough. So that, as counterintuitive as it sounds, or just the fact that it sounds completely contradictory, which is true, that's what trading really is in a lot of cases. We should and could see a breakout here. I'd say depending on the closure today, if we can close above this 39.8 cents, then we're probably in pretty good shape to see the price continue higher. All we need is a little bit of a period of consolidation. But if we can't consolidate and we get rejected at the end of today's trading day, price will come back down. Probably the next closest Fibonacci retracement level at 38.8. Okay, right there is when we're probably going to see a bounce. So it either bounces off 38.8 or continues higher from here. Those two scenarios are more probable based on everything we've seen so far. Okay? Again, fundamentals has a lot to do with this, but bear this in mind. It's very consistent in the patterns that is performing, and I like to see that. These are easier coins to trade when you see this kind of consistency. Okay? So just be mindful. XRP is definitely looking like it wants to continue to break out, and we can close above 39.8. I think we're looking pretty good. All right. Hopefully that made sense and I described that correctly for you. Thank you so much for joining me here. Again, you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is the site down below. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Look forward to work with you. Thanks again. See ya.